You ever come home after a long, exhausting weekend, only to find 50 strangers partying on your private lake, sipping margaritas like they own the place? Yeah, that happened. And the best part? The woman who orchestrated the whole thing, Karen with a capital K, had the nerve to call 911 on me when I told her to take her $5,000 iron gate off my land. Let me back up a sec. My name's Nolan Reyes. I'm a third-generation ranch owner out in Dry Creek Valley, Texas. My granddad built that lake with his bare hands back in 1964, engineered a dam, stocked it with bass and catfish, planted willows all around it. It wasn't just a patch of water. It was family, legacy, peace. Or, it used to be. See, 5 years ago, this flashy new HOA community popped up next door. Rosewood Summit. Vinyl fences, manicured lawns, and people who say, "Let's circle back" in casual conversation. At first, I didn't think much of it. I put up signs. Private property, no trespassing. They vanished within 2 days. Then came the beer cans, cigarette butts, and footprints near the lake's edge. I figured some teenagers were messing around until my old neighbor Hank knocked on my door. Now Hank's in his 70s, lived here since dirt was invented. And he says, "That blonde lady from Rosewood, been taking pictures of your lake, different angles, like she's planning something." Turns out her name's Barbara Lynn Mercer, Rosewood HOA president. Recently moved in from a failed development called West Point Landing, where, rumor has it, she tried to seize a community pool and got booted for harassment. Anyway, 2 days later I get this certified letter inviting me to an emergency HOA meeting about shared resources. I'm not part of their HOA, never signed a thing, but curiosity got the better of me. Big mistake. I walk into their community center, smells like overpriced lavender spray and misplaced authority. Barbara stands at the front like she's hosting a TED Talk. Behind her, a projector showing my lake, slides, charts, aerial shots. I kid you not, she called it an underutilized aquatic resource. Said it was selfishly hoarded by a legacy landowner who refuses to embrace community. Then she drops this. "I've already purchased a community access gate, installed next week. My brother-in-law works in zoning. We've got support from City Hall." I stood up, kept my voice calm. "That's my land. Been in my family for 60 years. Your HOA line ends 200 feet before the lake." She smiled, tight-lipped, eyes cold. "We're trying to be neighborly." Yeah, by staging a hostile takeover with party platters. I left that meeting fuming. That night I couldn't sleep. Something about the way she said "installed next week" stuck in my brain. But I had to visit my aunt in Abilene, hospital stay, just 2 days. What could happen? Apparently, a lot. Sunday evening I pull into my ranch and I freeze. Music, laughter, a bounce house, on my land. A sleek black iron gate right where my fence used to be. HOA banners fluttering like victory flags. And people, dozens, camping by the lake like it's a resort. I walk up, fists clenched, heart pounding. Some guy waves at me like I'm the valet. "You must be Nolan. Barbara said you were finally sharing the lake." I didn't say a word. I just turned, went inside, called the sheriff. That's when Barbara struck first. Before I could even finish explaining to dispatch, she was already dialing 911, claimed I threatened her, said I was unhinged and aggressive. By the time deputies showed up, she was sobbing like she was auditioning for a Hallmark special. Showed them her HOA folder, called me a danger to the community. I showed them my deed, tax records, even the no trespassing signs I'd pulled from the trash where they'd been dumped. The younger officer looked confused, started checking his body cam. The older one, he just sighed. "Civil matter," he said. I knew then I had to fight smarter. So I made a call. Mike Rojas, old buddy, runs a construction outfit. I said, "Remember that interlocking modular wall system you showed me, the one for livestock enclosures?" He paused. "How big we talking?" 10 feet high, 3 feet thick, needed up by sunrise. He whistled. "You got cash?" "Time and a half." That night, 15 trucks rolled into my ranch under cover of darkness. Concrete slabs clicked into place like Legos on steroids. By 3 a.m., we had a barrier 8 feet tall. By 5:30, it was done. Towering, imposing, beautiful. Hank showed up with donuts and black coffee, smiling wide. About time someone told her no. At 6:12 a.m., Barbara showed up. Her SUV screeched to a halt. She got out, eyes bulging, lips trembling. "You built a wall?" "No," I said, sipping my coffee. "I built a boundary. You built the problem." She threatened everything. Lawyers, city hall, local news, said I'd pay. You already did, I smiled. $5,000 for a gate that leads to a wall, she screamed. I walked away. But Barbara wasn't done. By noon, social media was flooded. Photos of the wall, hashtags like #selfishrancher, HOA members commenting, monster, eyesore, community destroyer. They painted me as some villain hoarding nature from children and the elderly. Then came the fine, $50,000 from the HOA for blocking community access. But here's the twist. Hank, bless his nosy soul, had photos. Turns out Barbara's backyard extended way past code. Pool, patio, fire pit. Built during COVID, when inspections were frozen. No permits. I called Marcus Lynn, the best land use lawyer in 5 counties. He started digging, found nothing on record, not even a temporary fence permit. Then I remembered something. An old box labeled Lake 1964 Important from my granddad's shed. Inside, yellowed papers, signed contracts. One with the city, granting us full water rights, protection from interference, and designating the lake as an emergency water reserve. Binding, sealed, still active. Marcus laughed when he read it. She's done, not just beat, finished. Wednesday came, the monthly HOA meeting. Barbara looked like she hadn't slept in days. Her voice cracked as she addressed the room, called us coordinated saboteurs. But when Marcus presented her violations, illegal construction, abuse of power, social defamation, there wasn't a whisper in her defense. The board suspended her for 30 days, issued her a $50,000 fine. Most of the room looked away, some clapped. But Barbara, she wasn't finished. Friday, I got a letter, accusing me of running a commercial fishing business on my land. Photos included, clearly staged. City citation signed by her brother-in-law, a zoning official named Trent. Accused me of tax evasion, licensing violations, illegal development. It was war now. But guess what? Turns out Trent had a paper trail, emails, Barbara promising political favors, screenshots, city resources used for personal HOA agendas. When the council finally convened, I stood there with my documents, my permits, my truth, and Trent cracked, right there, in front of everyone. I've been covering for her for 3 years, he said. She used me, threatened my job. This lake? It's protected. She knew. She lied. The room went silent. Barbara turned white. 2 weeks later, the wall had its own Instagram hashtag, Freedom Wall. Tourists came by to take pictures. Someone even made a wooden plaque that read, "Freedom isn't HOA approved." We hung it proudly. And me? I sat there with Hank, fishing pole in hand, the water still and quiet, watching the sunset shimmer across the lake my grandfather built with love, and I defended with everything I had. Was it worth it? Every penny, every insult, every sleepless night. Because once you let them take one thing, they never stop. So now I ask you, what would you have done? Would you let them walk all over your legacy? Let me know in the comments. Was I right to fight back? Or should I have just shared the lake like Barbara wanted? I'll be waiting, behind the wall.